Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So for today's video, it's going to be my first ever meal prep video. I'm slightly nervous because I've never done a meal prep, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to be making is protein chocolate mini muffins. I'm going to be writing everything down so that I can tell you guys the points and the ratios and everything. But I am going to be using this sugar-free brownie mix and chocolate. Any kind of protein powder, I'm going to be using the Tone It Up coconut protein. If you have vanilla or chocolate, caramel, whatever, you can go ahead and use that. And I'm going to be using an egg, one egg, and some water. So you're going to be using the banana in replacement of oil or applesauce. I personally do not like applesauce. It's very, sour to me. So I'm going to just be using the mashed up banana in replacement for like oil or butter. Or applesauce. So you'll just need to mash it up. This is a very large banana. If you have like super small ones, I'd use 2, but this is a pretty big one. So you just mash it up with a fork. Okay, this is the consistency you will want. So I love using banana as a replacement for oil or applesauce because I love the flavor way better. So put that to the side. Here's your brownie mix. Empty it all out. We're going to make the whole batch. Now take your protein powder. Add your 1 scoop. And add your egg. We're going to add 5 tablespoons. 5 tablespoons of water. I started mixing before I told you guys that. Sorry. I'm going to spray my pan. Okay, so the first batch is going to go in the oven. I do put it on like 350, and it usually takes about 15 minutes, but you just want to stick a fork in and check just in case. So I'm going to pop these in the oven. Next, we're going to make the frosting for the brownies. You'll need some 0 trans fat whipped topping Cool Whip, and you will need vanilla instant pudding filling. And it comes out to be 1 point for this frosting for 2 tablespoons. So that's not bad. So 2 tablespoons for 1 point of this frosting. Okay, you're only going to be using a half of this package. So I usually just kind of cut it like that with my hands, make an indentation, and then I just pour that into a bowl. Because you just want to use half of this package. All of your whipped. Just place all of it in there. I did try to let it thaw out before I used it. It's easier to mix that way. I'm just going to take a fork, kind of push it down. I don't have a handheld mixer. If you do, you're so lucky. A whisk, and whisking this until it makes a frosting consistency. Super thick. Look at So this is pretty much done, this frosting. And yes, I'm definitely going to be licking that. Then what I do is I take that exact same Cool Whip container, I place it back into this container, and I'm going to pop it back into the fridge, and it stays nice consistency. And then every time I want a muffin, I take this out, let it kind of defrost a little bit, and I put it on there. So here are your chocolate protein mini muffins. And then you have the side of the Cool Whip. So every time I want one of these, I do pack these up, and then every time I want one, I just take out the frosting and put it on top, and there you go. I'm going to have one right now. 2 tablespoons is 1 point. So the muffins come out to be 1 point for one. Oh, they're so good. And then 2 tablespoons of the frosting is 1 point. Okay, next for snacks, I'm going to be cutting up a cucumber and a pepper. I'm going to be dipping these in this Bolthouse chunky blue cheese dressing. So I'll measure this out. 3 tablespoons is 2 points of this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these up, and then I'm going to place them in containers throughout the week where I can just open it up and grab it. And you don't have to use green peppers. I just love green peppers and red peppers, orange peppers. I love all peppers. And I like to dip things with peppers. So you could use carrots, celery, broccoli instead if you don't like peppers, and cucumbers. Okay, so there's your peppers cut up. I put the lid on. Cucumbers. And for the cucumbers, I like to cut them pretty thick. So I got my green peppers and cucumbers all cut up for snacks with some blue cheese dressing. And I'm going to go pop this into the fridge. Okay, so next I like to always have like some kind of carb and some roasted veggies for meals, especially for dinner. Sometimes I do have it for lunch. Here I have just a baking sheet with some parchment paper, which is key, I feel like, to good roasted veggies and potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and cut up these organic Melody potatoes, and I'm going to cut up some veggies, and we're going to pop this onto this baking sheet and put it into the oven. Okay, so now that these are washed, I'm just going to make them into like little chunks. And then we'll season them. And then I like to bake these, and then I add my veggies because I don't want my veggies to get like soggy, because potatoes take way longer than veggies do. So that's just what I like to do. I put down my potatoes, and then I take them out once they're pretty much like halfway cooked, and then I'll go ahead and add my vegetables. And I like to do them on the side, and then I'll do the veggies in the middle. Then I spray it with some spray. And then for seasonings, I'm going to add some Himalayan pink salt, a little bit of pepper, some minced onion, I love parsley. I'm going to add some parsley, some lemon pepper seasoning, it's totally optional, but I love red pepper powder flakes. You can use like the ones that aren't Asian, because you get this at the Asian store, but I like spicy food, so I'm going to add a little bit of this on one side because my husband really doesn't like it. So for me, I'm just going to add a little bit on this one side, and it just adds a really nice spice. Alright, we're going to let this cook in the oven and then take it out once they're pretty much halfway done, and then add the veggies to cook the rest. Okay, I'm going to start cutting up some veggies. I'm going to cut up some onions, one for the oven bake, some for some salads throughout the week. I like to just have a big container. I'm going to cut up some tomatoes for salads. You guys probably already know I love big salad bowls, and I have that pretty much 3 or 4 times throughout the week. So I'm definitely going to cut that up. And then I like to cut up, because this is so freaking time consuming, So cutting up lettuce saves a lot of time, so I'm going to be cutting up this huge head of romaine lettuce. Veggies, I'm going to be adding some broccoli, some long, what are these called? Extra fine green beans, and a little bit of garlic. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Potatoes on the side, veggies in the middle. Now we can put it back into the oven. Okay, so now I'm going to make some marinara. I'm going to be using a can of tomato sauce, a can of Italian style petite diced tomatoes, some tomato paste, some fresh garlic, and some seasonings. So I'm going to just pour all of that into a pot. This is a half a cup, so I'm going to add 1 tablespoon. I'm kind of doing heaping because it sticks to the side, so I'm making them pretty big. We'll do 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. And then I'm going to start adding the seasonings. I don't measure, I just, you know, what looks good to me. I'm going to be adding minced onion. I'm going to take the lid off because it does not come out fast enough. I'm going to sprinkle some minced onion in there. I'm going to be adding a little bit of garlic powder.
Woke up from a whisper, collared shirt down by my feet.
And it should look something like this when it's all done. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop this onto the stovetop and start to cook it on low. Next, I'm going to start cooking some turkey meatballs to go with the marinara. And this is going to be a really good dinner or lunch, either or. And I'm going to be making some bird's eye pasta to go with it. So 6 of these turkey meatballs is 4 points. I'm going to be making 36 turkey meatballs. Tasting my sauce that's going to go with the meatballs just to make sure it doesn't need anything else. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead, place the meatballs that are done into a container. And then next is the sauce. Go ahead and add that. I've let this cook for like 25-30 minutes. It fills this whole thing up quite a lot. The veggies are done, so I'm going to go ahead and start packing those up into containers. But we are just going to go ahead and add everything in one, buffet style. There's the veggies. Crispy and yummy and seasoned. I love doing this. And since they're so crispy, you don't really have to, you can just heat them up in the microwave. Because they're so crispy and the texture's perfect that it just needs to be heated up. There we go. And here is the potatoes. Yum. And then you just throw away your parchment paper. I love using parchment paper. It keeps your pans really nice and clean, and then you can just toss them in the garbage. Okay, so part of the meal prep is Joey cooks 1 big packet of boneless, skinless chicken breast. He has just seasoned salt and pepper on this one. barbecue sauce on this one, and then he marinates teriyaki and soy sauce for these. And then we just pack these up and can have them anytime we want for salad or just to have by itself. And that's alright. Next I'm going to go ahead and cut up my chicken into strips. It just makes it a lot easier so I don't have to cut it up while I eat it. I like it to be pre-cut. I did show this already in a clip fresh off the grill. Now it's cooled down quite a bit, and it's been in the fridge, so now I'm going to go ahead and cut it up, and then I'm just going to leave it in the containers. You can eat this with the side of the potatoes that I've meal prepped, or your green beans and broccoli, and your salads. We love to use chicken in our big salad bowls, so we'll use it for both most likely. It's pretty simple. I just pick it up with a tong and I cut it with scissors so that I don't have to do this, you know, before. You know, just get it done now. And just cut it into little strips. This. Super easy. Saves a lot of time, believe it or not, when I'm about to make a salad. So I like just it to be easy. I like to do the work all in one day and then have it easy throughout the week.
Collared shirt down by my feet.
Okay, for lunch, I'm going to be making turkey cheese spin wheels. So you'll just need wraps. This is the carb counter. It's the same points as Extreme Wellness wraps. We have pepper jack wedges. I have some mesquite turkey breast. And I have some American sliced cheese. Now, I won't make too many of these because I don't think they stay as fresh for a long period of time. So I only like to make one or two. So you'll start with one wedge. And I like to use the pepper jack for this. It's really good. And then smear it down. Usually just rip the cheese down the middle. Take some turkey. Probably do like 3 slices of turkey maybe. Yeah. Just roll it into like burrito style. Like this. And then you're going to cut off the end. I have some parchment paper and I like to store it in that. But I'm just going to go ahead and cut this into little wheels. They'll look like that. And this is just how I like to store it. I just feel like it stays nice and fresh. And I'm just going to pop this into the fridge. Breakfast for the week. I'm going to be making a casserole, something that I can cut into little squares and save and heat up in the microwave or a toaster oven if you want. You'll need shredded hash browns. Need some turkey bacon. You'll need some cheese. Got 2 kinds of cheese here. And you'll need eggs. A little falls in. It's really okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add the hash browns. We're going to do 3½ cups. Here's your can of green diced chilies. I'm going to add 1 little layer right now, and then I'm going to add some on the top. Oh, gross. Add a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. I'm going to add a splash of almond milk. Enough for it to be 0 points, which is like 1/4 cup. Go ahead and pour this Go ahead and pour this over the top. Go ahead and cover that now. There we go. For cheese, I'm going to use this reduced fat Fiesta blend. Spread that around. I'm going to take a half a cup of reduced fat, spread that around. Take the remaining green chilies, sprinkle those on top. There you have it. We're going to go ahead and bake this in the oven. I'll leave the time frame on the screen. Casserole is done. Looks like super good. Alright, overview of everything. We got our breakfast. I have in the containers. This is one serving, just like the slices are one serving each. And the snacks I have cut up with the Bolt House dressing. I have my salad cut up and relish. And with the salad, we got chicken cut up. And then I also have a container of chicken that I can have with some potatoes and some broccoli and green beans and onions. Then we have some turkey meatballs with marinara. And then this is a lunch option. You can make, you can make more of these, but just to show you guys an idea, this is one lunch idea. A pinwheel, turkey and cheese pinwheel. Protein chocolate mini muffins. Goes with the side of the Cool Whip frosting, vanilla frosting. I also wanted to show you for a dinner idea with the meatballs is I'm going to be making this. I didn't want to meal prep this buffet style because I'd rather just heat this up when I am about to eat the meatballs, but that could go with the meatballs and the marinara for a dinner or a lunch. Alright guys, this is my meal prep buffet style for Weight Watchers program. I hope you guys enjoyed this and got some ideas, and I hope it was helpful in some way. If you guys like these buffet meal preps, please let me know by giving this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it so much, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.